Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on Ravenport. We are going to carry straight on from where we left off in the last episode, so let's get to it. Now, how well is he going to cope with this little turn right here? I've been doing a lot of seed drilling for the last episode or two, so we will be stopping this very soon. We're going to let this guy turn round and make sure that he's alright going back up that way. We've got plenty of room for him to turn up here, so I'm quite happy with that. Just so long as he can get this bit and go all the way up through. Yes. Go to there, and he will stop, and he's away. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So, anyway, what I was saying. Harvest this field, harvest that field over there, and the one down the bottom. We'll have a massive amount of wheat. At the time we sell all that, and we also have a load of chickens, and we get all the eggs that come off of those over the time that it takes for this harvest to grow. Plus, we sell all of our silage over there. That should be more than enough money to buy that field, that field, that field over there. And then all we got to do is join these three fields together into one. Won't bother, I don't think, going to make them very much bigger. Field 8, we won't bother making any bigger at all. And we will do one big harvest across the whole. We're going to plant the whole lot in one big harvest, and then we're done. So that's what we've got left on this map, and then we will be moving. And we'll be moving to one where it's all very, very big scale. So what we're going to do, the very end of this series, is we will sell all machinery that we've got. We'll return any machinery that needs to be returned, but we'll also sell any machinery that we want to sell at the same time. And then we will go from there, and we will we'll also sell the land. I'll do this. I'll take the save game file. I'll be uploading before I do all of that. But we'll also sell all the land and stuff like that, and see how much money we've got to take with us to the next map so that we can buy a load of machinery and some fields and stuff like that to get us started on the next map. I'm not quite sure what that one is. Right, he's doing fine. We can leave him alone now. He can be trusted to carry on. I don't want to worry about fertilizer tonight. Well, actually, there is one fertilizer job we could do tonight, isn't there? There is one. It's only a small fertilizer job. We also want to go up to the silage at the BGA with the next machine, with the what is it? The Navarro mouse or something like that. I can't really remember what it's called. Anyway, you know the thing. The thing for the silage. We'll be using that one. But we now also have another option. There is the milling machine. Has been updated for FS19 and has been released. I used this one a huge amount for silage in FS17. It was one of my must-have go-to mods. So I will be using that one, but probably not in this series. I'm actually thinking I'd like to avoid using it in this series, funnily enough. Despite the fact that it was such an invaluable mod to me, it really does make removing silage a whole lot faster. Only if you've got somewhere that you can tip silage out of a trailer, though. If you can't tip it out of a trailer, then it doesn't really do you much good. We will start this one up here, and right, we should be able to get a full coat of fertilizer across this field. And then most of this field will have 2 coats of fertilizer. Some of it will have only 1 coat of fertilizer because of the way the poplars worked and the way that they've kind of left the crop on the ground. You can see there's some little spots already coming up that look like they're not taking any fertilizer at all, which means that they've still got 2 lots left over from last time. We'll have a look on the map in a minute. Once I get over to the other side and I put the hired help going on this, we will take a quick look on the mini-map and see what that's like. 365. He's going strong with his planting up there. He's doing just fine. Our hired help. I've complete faith in our hired help. Well, I've complete faith in our hired help until he's required to turn a corner or do anything that requires anything that resembles thought. And considering that his mind has never been violated by an original thought ever, it's the whole thinking process that gives me cause for concern when it comes to our hired help. You know, you kind of look at the hired helps that we have, and you sort of think, yeah, you're really suited to, how can I put this politely? You're suited to manual labor. If I was to give you a shovel and say dig a hole there and put the earth there, these are the sort of hired helps that would be able to cope with said instructions and be able to do that all day without any problems whatsoever. But if you give them anything more complicated, like, I want you to go and dig the hole and put the earth where you think is a good spot to put it, that would be a bit too much for them. They would struggle with that. Some of these hired helps here, they would struggle with that. They're not really the sort that is able to think these things through. It's common sense is what's needed, because, you know, if you're digging a hole, you need a little bit of common sense with just digging a hole. You don't want to go straight down too far. You need to be able to get in and out of said hole. And also, when you're dumping out your material onto the side, you don't want to be putting it right onto the edge of the hole, because it will fall back in. You need to throw it further away so that it doesn't fall back in. And some people do not have the... Well, some people don't have the mental capacity for it, but some people just don't have the common sense for it, right? They're never able to figure these things out. They'd be able to figure out the value of pi to 3 million places, but they wouldn't be able to figure out that you don't put the earth on the very edge of the hole. It takes all sorts in this world. It really does. Right, I was going to go here. That's what I was wanting to look at. So we zoom right in like that, and you can see now, down this lower end, we will want another layer of fertilizer. Along this top end, though, we are... Yeah, we look there. All of that bit up there, we're going to have all the fertilizer that we actually want up there. But then this down here, this is altogether different. We could do with another layer of fertilizer across there. Some of it is not really going to fertilize very well, but I think overall it'll be fine. Don't have any issues with that. That's all done. We've got some little bits that are ploughed up that generally they're just fine as well. And I don't need anything. We've got nothing that needs to be ploughed. You've just about finished that field up there. He's doing a wonderful job up there. I'm going to go and check on him. This one's doing fine. He's going to need some help to turn around in a minute, because the end of that field is going to require thought, and he's going to struggle with that. Actually, I think it's a she this time. We've got he up here. Yes, we do. He is driving the big bud. He's looking like he's enjoying himself. I love how fast it does get done. Right, when we've got all of this as one massive, great big field, one of these is going to take a little bit longer to do, but you get two of these, then we probably won't have a big bud, we'll probably have a different tractor going as well. Two of these seed drills going, and it's not going to take all that long to get everything done, is it? Right, let's be honest here. It's going to be a fairly... Excuse me. It is going to be a fairly quick process. And I like that. I really do. Okay, let me go... Are you actually going to make this turn? Are you actually going to be able to do this? You've gone all the way up to the end. And for that, I admire you. Yep, they have. They've gone all the way up to the end. But now they get to this bit, and... I see what they did. This is the bit that I never quite understand. He'll get to there, and then he'll turn round right up at this end, and then he'll say, I can't do it. He's going to go... That's where he's going to turn, and I don't know why he's turning there unless there's a tree stump here somewhere. But I don't think there's a tree stump here somewhere. I think that's just a weird thing that they do, and I'm not quite... I've never been able to quite figure out why they do that. Helper D has completed their task. Wait, is that Helper D up the top? Or was that Helper D down here? You weren't help. Were you Helper D or not? Go and have a look. Oh no, this is Helper. Helper D was the dude with the fertilizer. This is Helper I. He's fine. He's still doing his work. He's almost finished. Oop, that's the one that I want. Right. Let's load you back up with fertilizer a minute so you're completely full. I'm hoping that one spreader full of fertilizer will be enough to go up the top and do the two fields up there. I don't see why it won't be. Because fertilizer does go you know, it does sort of spread fairly well. You don't, like, you don't have to keep refilling. It's not like it was in the last one. Oops, hang on. I want to do that. I want to do that. The last game, you had a lot less distance that you were able to cover. I've noticed that also with manure and slurry as well. I noticed that when I was doing the time-lapse. Manure and slurry goes a lot further than it used to. And I think this is a really good thing, actually. I do like this. Okay, next, I want to go to you in here. And I want to go to miscellaneous. And then I want to go over to... Okay, no, I don't. I want to go to belt systems. No, I don't. Well, what do I want to do, then? It's not miscellaneous. Auto-load equipment. It's not that. Oh! Under tractor ones. There, miscellaneous. That's the one that I want right there. See? That's the symbol we're looking for. Silage. Right there. That's what we want. $328,000 to buy that bad boy right there. We're not going to buy it. We're just going to lease it for $16,700. I believe that there is actually a Stevie version of this one. We'll lease this one for now. Just this one like it is. Because we haven't tried this one. So, that's what we want to do. We want to try it out first and we'll see what it's like. But I believe there is a Stevie version of this bad boy right here. And the Stevie version, I think the road speed is a bit faster. I don't really care about the road speed, to be honest. That doesn't really affect me. Because we're not really, you know, we're not using this one for road speed. The Stevie version, though, the conveyor belt works faster. It just shuffles the material along faster than what this one does. And I think that is actually quite a useful thing. So it's something that we will keep in mind. And maybe if this one is shoveling out the material from the BGA a little bit too slowly, we will consider using the Stevie version of this instead. I'll have to go and find it. Well, if there is one. So I don't know if there is one. But if there is, then we'll consider using that one instead of this one. Just so that we can speed it up a little bit. As I was driving up here, our tiny bud has just finished planting the field. So that job is all done now. And that means that we can hopefully concentrate on getting this done next. We've got our big beastie up here. Just like that. And I'm also hoping that by tomorrow morning it should be done. Right, we're on 59% right now. So tomorrow morning the silage should all be done. Now we've got $190,000 at the moment. We've got a little bit of wool over there. We don't really need to worry about food for the chickens at the moment. We got enough wheat and barley to be going on with. Grass and hay is good for the sheep. The straw and hay is good for the first round of horses. And for the second round is looking even better. So maybe we could put a little bit of straw in, but I don't think we need to worry about it. Not for a day or two. So if we just head over this way. Now, I'm still wondering about whether I should put more chickens in. But I'm getting the impression from comments and that you'd like me to kind of hurry up and get this series finished so that we can get started on the next series. And we know that chickens work, so I'm thinking maybe if we just do 2 more pens rather than like the dozen extra chicken pens that I was planning to do. And then we've sort of done more chicken pens. We've got some tracks going up to them as well, which is another thing I wanted to do. So we could get some of those installed. But before we do that, I would like to go to this one up here. And we've now planted the entire field. Right? This one is all planted. The other one over there is all planted. We're going to want to get some fertilizer on these fields. We can't put fertilizer on yet, though. We've got to wait until the morning. So there's not really a lot that we can do right now. Both of these fields, if I'm not mistaken, are going to need... Yes, we're going to need a double layer of fertilizer on both of these fields and a little bit more over on that one as well. We got one little bit right here. Let's do that. Just engage that one a minute. Put that one over like that. Right, I think that is That is indeed everything. So I will do with this one what I have done with the other stuff. I will fold this bad boy up like this. We've got 24% seed in here. So what we'll probably do is bring a truck up here and off-hitch the seed thing on the back and the farm lorry. And we'll bring that one up and we'll use that one to run it down and refill it. So this here, the big bud, the little tiny bud that we got right here, and the seed drill itself, we will park this up over here. So we've got the combine and the cultivator over there. So we'll go and park it over this side. We're just going to assume that we're on really, really good terms with the people that run this place, and they're quite happy for us to just park up on the side of the land over here. We give them a dozen chickens, a dozen eggs a week. That's what we do. We give them a dozen eggs a week, and they're very, very happy with us because we do that. And that's how we get to park up over here, right? The people that own that storage facility right there, they also own this stretch of land here beside the road. And because we give them a dozen eggs a week, they're quite happy with us parking our machinery up here. No questions asked, just so long as the eggs flow. The eggs must flow. That is the important thing. The eggs must flow. Bit like the spice, but not quite. Now, if we go into here, and we go into there, and we go into there, and then we go to that bad boy right there. First up, I want to rotate the actual pen itself around. So if I do that, and I press shift, like that, there we go. Okay, so we're now the right way round. And I can put this one back down here so you don't own the land. Oh, it's because it's looking at overlapping on the road over here. I can actually put this right into the hill over here. Now, we've got a couple of trees up this way, but what I was wanting to do is I was wanting to make the most of, like, building a track or something up to the chicken pen, in which case I'm going to have to put it all the way up here just so that we can kind of use this whole feature. So it's Control Q like that to lower it down. That's going to lower it down by a long way. But I'd actually like to do that. I'd like to, we can bring it to about there. And that's going to lower down a lot behind it. That might be the better place to put it, actually. So if I do that, and then I click like that, there, look at how much land that has just deformed. So we're going to, well, actually, no. I was going to say we're going to need to do something to get it, but that's not a drivable track, really, on the back. So we're going to also have to make sure that we've got a track going up there so that they can access that point up there. They'll come down and they go back that way because they can't go this way anymore. We've put paid to that one. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to rotate this one round. And we're going to put this kind of I'd say about there in the field. So we put that one there. And I could actually put another one quite close to it. Right? There's no harm with putting another one fairly close to it, I don't think. So I'll put another one there. Alright, I said I was only going to do 2, and I've done 3. So we'll do that. And then we want to go to landscaping and start landscaping. So the next bit that I want to do is I want to raise the level of the surrounding land up to that level for a minute. Because I need to be able to access that. I need to be able to get up there with the feed lorry and stuff like that. So if I raise the level of the land over here like this, if I do this, we'll make that a little bit better. And then what we'll do, after we've done this, because it slopes it quite nicely actually on the front there. Like, it does a really good job of keeping that fairly neat and tidy there. But what I'll do after that is I will go through and we'll build some tracks and stuff like that. Just going up to that area. And then we'll build that over there. So I need to be able to access this front bit. Like that. And then we'll come up here and we'll do the same out here. So now we'll spread that out. We'll lower it down over that side. Like that. And I actually want to bring it out over this way a little bit more. So we sort of go like that. And then here off of the front. This is the important bit. I need to give myself a little bit more space so that I got room to bring a truck out in front of that pen there for loading and unloading the egg pallets. It's the very important bit there, is the loading and the unloading of all of the egg pallets that we bring through. So we do it like that. And then I go down to this one down here, and I'm going to take that one out to the same level that the other one is, like that. I'll bring that across like that, I think. I think I need to do it any more than that. Right, there's stage 1. So now I will go stage 2, which is to smooth it all a bit. So go all the way along here. And I'll smooth this down. I'm not going to do it, like, really drastically. It's just going to be smoothed a bit. Just to take off the worst of the rough edges on it. Like that. This bit here in particular, we do want to make sure we remove any rough edges, because that's the bit that's going to be the track that we can drive on to go back and forth, right? We'll go up one side and we come down the other side. Over here, this isn't quite so important. We just want to roughly smooth off the edges on there, like that, because what this is, it's just a bank along the edge. That's an embankment all along the edge, and so that's the sort of bit that wouldn't actually need to be, like, really smoothed over. Not a massive amount. So we'll do it like that. Come back over here. And just smooth out this bit here as well. I haven't got the brush strength up very high at the moment. Right, I'm deliberately keeping that one fairly soft. Just for the moment. But we will be altering that. So now I want to come up here. And this is going to be a little bit more tricky. No, actually, I want to... First up, I want to bring that in so that I can level that. And I want to bring that out like that. I want to bring it out to about there, I would say. Something like that. There, so that I go around the edge of that one as well. And that one... I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that one back there, but this over here, I definitely need to be smoothing this out. Right, that's got to come down there. And I got to raise the thing over this side, right? We've got to change this one. We've got to move this around a little bit, and we've got to move that track. So we will put some more grass seed down here so that we can sort of replace that. And I'm going to do that all the way around anyway. I am going to put more grass seed down. It's not going to... I'm hopefully not going to cover absolutely everything with it. But there, if I do that, this kind of like softened it a little bit, so that will go through. And then down here, I want to soften that. This is only stage 1, right? Softening this up. Because what I still haven't decided is where the track is going to be coming up here. And that's quite an important bit of this one at the top. This pen up here was kind of the one that I really wanted to do right from the start. Was having a pen stuck right up on the top of the hill, which I thought would be really cool. I also like the fact that now that we've got the Place Anywhere active, we can sculpt around the tree a little bit. And that helps to make this seem a little bit more natural up here. So just sculpt that into there. Like that. So that's a little bit more natural on there. Right, I think that's okay. So next up, I need a track. And... well, essentially, we're going to be bringing a track. It's going to come up here. So we'll have a farm track, and it's going to come from this way. So first up, we'll paint the track in first. So I need to go change landscaping mode, like that. And then we've got ground type, which is... no, not the modification. Tab. Right, so we can go for concrete. I can't remember what these are now. This is the thing. No, it's not that one. Wait, that's what I've got down here. That's the dirt that I want. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring a track up round this way, like this. Okay, I'm just going to widen that a little bit. There. And kind of widen that a little bit there. Right, now that one's going to go along the bottom there. Now that's no great difficulty going along there. I don't want it too wide, but I don't want it like really spot on, even and perfect either. So I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to do some more sort of sculpting on this bit. Oh no, I can't. I can't for a minute because I'm on the wrong mode. Press X. There, right. Sculpt that down there a little bit. And in and around on this bit here. Like that. And that will just even things up. Just around in this little dip right here. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Move that up a bit. And then I press X again and that will go back to this one. So then ground type. So that will go up there like that. See? It's just going to go right across the front. Onto there. A little bit of a wide turn on there. Like that. At least I'm hoping it will do it. And then we can come down here. We've got a bit that'll go up there so that we can back in round. And we'll sort of paint all of that in like that. And then we come along the front here like this. Keep going. And then again, we've got more bits here that we can just sort of use and back round in order to get into that bit over there. Thinking that's going to be alright like that. So now I need to get up there, and I think that possibly the best way to do this is to go straight up through there like that, and up this way, and then change this around a little bit so that I've got the track that it doesn't go down to this house anymore. Instead, what it does is it comes up this way, and that's the one that they use in order to be able to move up and down. So if I change that a second and I bring that out, I just want to lower that down a little bit. We bring it out to about there. So I'm going to need to just kind of sculpt out some of this like that, and then I can go back through and just even it off a little bit like this. There. There. It's just, I'm just adding in some smoothing details now. So, left control E. There. So now I'm going to change the brush strength all the way up to 3. So that then when I'm doing when it's being evened out like this, you can see it's a lot more drastic with it. That's good. That's what I want now. I want this to be a lot more drastic. And then we can bring that up. Yeah, that's evened that out really nicely all the way through up to there. It's gone up to that point up there. So you got the weather. It's like a little weather station, isn't it? Weather and satellite. Well, there we go, folks. I'm afraid that's it. We've run out of time, which means that we need to head on home. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please hit down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.